Hello and welcome, my name is Parky and this is Parky's Shorts, a series which will allow me to play a variety of games on my channel suggested by you. Every few episodes I play a new game, and if it gets a brilliant response from you guys, it may be played as a full series on my channel. Now today we're going to be playing some Solar 2. Now, this game's been out for quite a while, and probably the best way to describe it is a sort of universe sandbox simulation-y kind of mix-mash of shit. So anyway, probably the best way of describing it is to just show you, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Now I'm going to do probably one episode in which I go through the entirety of the game. Now as you can see, before we start, there's several things on the screen. Now for those of you who don't know this game, basically the idea is to gain as much mass as possible. You start out as an asteroid, as you can see in the top left of the screen, and we have a mass of 4. Now the next stage that we want to try and get our asteroid to is a small planet, and there's a little progress bar underneath that. Now the way in which you actually gain mass is by colliding with other objects in space. So as you can see here, we're just going to carry on colliding with other asteroids until we grow and gain mass, but you need to hit them with enough speed else they get knocked away like you just saw. And once you've done that, as you will see, we will start expanding into a small planet, and that's where things start getting a bit more interesting. Now the premise of this game is basically, as I said, there isn't really any real objective aside from, well, I suppose do missions and other cool stuff. As you can see around my asteroid, right, we've just become a small planet. Right, as you can see around the asteroid there are several little symbols. Each of these corresponds to different things. The top right one there shows that there's a solar system in that direction, and the others mean other stuff, but I'm not too certain. Now that we're a planet, the idea is that in order to gain mass we need to suck things into our orbit. You can't run into these asteroids anymore. It will just make us lose mass and hurt our planet, basically. So what you need to do is you need to swing past them like so, and try and grab the asteroids into your radius, I suppose you could say. And then you press spacebar to absorb them. That's how you gain mass. Now basically this is the premise until you get to Life Planet size. Life Planet is where things get a bit more interesting. And actually as you progress through it just genuinely gets more interesting anyway. Now let's go over to this solar system because I want to show you a few of these things. Now on a few of my live streams, including my 24-hour live stream I do for charity each year, this year I actually did this myself. I did this as one of the games I was playing. And as you can see here, right, now this is a good example. Now those two planets, they've got little spinny things on. And in fact that planet just got destroyed by the star, which was not very good for it. However, yeah, those little images you're seeing on there, they're life planets, and that's what we're going for. Life planets get these little red arrows going out of them if they don't belong to you, I suppose is the best way of putting it. And those little arrows are spaceships. However, we're going to get onto that in a minute. Things get a bit more complicated than this because there are certain other things you can do. I'm going to see what this symbol is over here. Ah, it's a mission. Now let's see what this mission is. I don't tend to enjoy doing the missions. Looks like a group of those pesky white nomads are after you. Dirty white people! Defend yourself. Oh, okay, what? Okay, well obviously we're not big enough to deal with those those dirty white nomads. Now white nomads are the ones which don't actually belong to a planet at all. They've just been left on their own. And the way that happens is basically if you fly away at top speed when you're producing these spaceships, they would just become neutral. Now as you can see we're almost at the life planet stage, so let's carry on for a little while, collecting a few of these asteroids, and then things will start getting a bit more interesting. And once we've done that, you'll see what the next stage is. Now I'm not going to spend too long on each, I'm probably going to cut it in between because the time it takes in between growth, as it were, starts getting a bit lengthy. So yeah, we're not going to do that, don't worry. What I have to say about this game is that I do find it strangely relaxing. I think it's the music. I have to say I do very much like the music in this. Right, so now we are a life planet, and as you can see, life is starting to evolve. And as soon as that spins up to full speed, we'll start getting a shield and other stuff. You see we've got an evolution meter on the top left. So again, in this stage, the way that we gain mass is by absorbing other asteroids. However, we start getting a few of our own spaceships, and also a shield, and also stationary planetary defences, which will shoot at other spaceships if they get close to you. And there goes our first spaceship. Now these spaceships will shoot at any other enemy spaceships that other planets are producing. That fixed little thing there you see on the planet, the little penis-shaped things that are appearing everywhere, those are gun turrets, and they will also shoot at other planets and other life planets that are sending out spaceships towards us. This shield will protect us against meteors and will slowly recharge over time as well, which is pretty useful. It means that you aren't going to start losing mass if you accidentally knock into things, which is really useful indeed. Now, as you might have noticed as well, you get experience from kills, and the higher experience you get with your life planets, the more interesting spaceships you will produce. And the better spaceships you produce as well, they do more damage per second, etc. You get a stronger shield and more gun turrets on your planet. However, we're not interested in that in this playthrough. What we're going to be doing is just basically trying to get to the end of the stages, I suppose you could put them, the evolutionary stages of the asteroid, as it were. And as you can see, the next stage is actually becoming a small star. Now this is where my favourite part of the game comes in. The star stage is pretty fun, and those solar systems that you see, that we saw earlier on, you can actually make some of those yourself. But we'll get into that in a minute. So I'm just going to cut it until we get to the star stage, because I believe this is not very interesting. See you in a minute. Okay, so we've almost reached the small star stage. I only need to absorb a few more of these. Oh god, I just ran into one of my spaceships and destroyed it. Okay, so now we are small star. We are small star. And the game just had a massive shit and started lagging. Right, so now this is my favourite part of the game. Now, as you can see, we're going to progress to the medium star stage next time. We have a little planetary 0 out of 3 meter thing, I suppose you could call it. Now, instead of asteroids, we can't actually get those anymore. What you need to do is you need to hook planets into your gravity well, I suppose you could call it, couldn't you? And then you press space like normal. Or what you can do, like this other star is showing us right now, you can have a few of them and grow your moons or planets so that you produce a lot of alien life, I suppose, and things like that. Very cool. But as I said, my favourite part is progression. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to be progressing by just absorbing as many planets as we can. As you can see, it doesn't take too long. Life planets give more mass than non-life planets as well. That's something to consider. We're not going to do that objective because, again, I don't think we've got what we need. I mean, those generally are pretty hard to complete. And actually, we're now a medium star, as you can see, so it doesn't take very long. Now, the problem with being a star is, obviously, you have more gravity, which means that you start dragging more objects towards you, and the higher mass you have... Oh, actually, we've just, as you can see, because we got shot up a little bit there, we've reverted to a small star, so we need to absorb another planet. So yeah, as you start getting more mass, things start being dragged towards you a bit quicker. And if things keep hitting you, then obviously that is not good, because it means that you start losing mass. Although it's not too much of a big problem at this point in time. Right, so let's progress on to the large star. We're already the medium star. As you can also see, one of the big perks with being a medium star is that you can actually take on 3 more planets into your solar system. Again, not interested, we're just going to eat them like a greedy bastard. Stars are greedy bastards, although I'm not sure how accurate this is to real life. I'm not sure if stars do just go floating around the universe absorbing planets. Although that'd be pretty devastating if they did. Okay, maybe this one will be enough for us to progress? Yes, there we go. Okay, so we're now a large star. Now again, as you can see, this now means that we can support up to 8 planets, which is pretty cool indeed. However, not particularly useful. Now what I like to do is to progress straight on towards the end. And this is where this game really shines for me. I think it's really cool. I mean, some might argue that it's a bit anticlimactic, but the idea of this game is to mess around, try and produce solar systems and complex things like that. And just try and, you know, achieve things that you haven't done before. I'm just giving you a quick breakdown of it though, so, I mean, you could spend honestly hours doing this. Not that I'm sure many of you would, but I mean, it's a cheap game. it might be worth at least picking it up just to have a little mess around with. I've played it quite a bit. I would say it's definitely worth a look at. However, this is not the funnest part of the game. My favourite bit is what comes after stars, and those of you who are a bit physically minded, well not physically, but physics minded, might know what comes after the star. This is where it really gets interesting. So basically the premise is, again, we're just absorbing planets, so what I'm going to do is cut it until we progress to the neutron star. Oh wow, look at this one. This is pretty rare actually, but I thought I'd show you this because... Oh wow, okay, we're being killed quite badly. Right, now this is something you don't see very often in this game. It's a tertiary star system. It's not binary, it's tertiary, because there's 3 stars there. Look at the amount of planets it has. So this is the kind of crazy stuff that you can build on this game. And the way that you do this is really... You normally only see the binary star systems, but with this it's... well, I've never seen that before. But the idea is basically if you have a planet in your orbit, you can grow it like you would in the start of the game by absorbing asteroids onto it, which is obviously a bit more difficult to do because, you know, you can't directly control where the planet is spinning. So like this one, like you can't control how fast it spins or anything. Speaking of which, just turn into a neutron star. However, if you progress one of those planets to the point where it becomes a sun as well, then you have a binary star system and you can start absorbing even more planets into your system, which is pretty damn cool. And this is actually a binary system right here. Speaking of which, so we're coming across quite a few cool things in this galaxy, this playthrough. Right, now neutron star. This can only hold up to 4 planets. Obviously this because it has less radius and can't support things further away. Its gravity well is smaller. However, as you can now see, we are going to be progressing onto the black hole. Favourite part of the game, because the black hole allows you to basically absorb everything and everything. You have to be a bit careful of certain things, which we'll see in a minute, but it's bloody fun. Bloody good fun. Wow, look how many asteroids this thing had. Dear God. Greedy planet. He's just like, Mummy, can I go to the sweet shop and get lots of sweeties? Also known as asteroids. Alright, yeah. God's sake. What is wrong with me? Right, so let's carry on. Stupid thing. I have to say, the only qualm I have with this way of playing through the game is that obviously, yeah, it's a bit samey. All you're doing is absorbing things. But obviously the whole point of this game is to explore and build systems that are interesting, whereas I don't really do that because I'm lazy. But I could imagine that it would be incredibly time consuming, but also very fun to do that. See if we can grab this guy. There we go. Not that I'm sure planets actually have any form of sexual orientation. That'd be a bit worrying, wouldn't it? Right, okay, so we're almost at the black hole stage. Now, as I've said, as I've banged on about throughout this entire episode, this is my favourite bit. Yes, because I'm a greedy person. Now this is really cool. You do have to be careful, and as you'll see in a minute, we haven't actually come across any dangers yet, but the idea with this is we can absorb even planetary systems, which is epic. Epic, epic, like this. Okay, so let's just eat as much as we can. We can actually eat other smaller black holes than us. Now, you see that red exclamation point above us right there? That is something that we need to worry about. Those are black holes that are bigger than our black hole. Black holes that are bigger than our black hole are a big danger to us. Basically, they will eat us and we'll have to progress back to the star stage, which is not what we want. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to carry on eating all of this, including all the lovely spaceships. It's like jam. They're like sprinkles on the cake of the universe. Don't quote me on that. But oh, look, it's that nice star system. Nom nom nom. Brilliant. Right, so we get the satisfaction of destroying every nice thing in the universe, growing bigger, and also we get to see what happens next. Now, as you can see, actually, the next stage is the big crunch. And for those of you who don't really know much physics, the idea is that there's a theory, one of many, that the universe is constantly expanding to a point at which it gains critical mass and then it sort of crushes back in on itself, or compresses back to what it was, a singularity. that's basically what we're going to do. And the ending, as I said, I mean, some might say is anticlimactic. It is what you would expect. It is the big crunch. However, I think it's pretty cool. It's a fun thing to experience. Oh god, we have to go away from these other places. You can feel when you're playing this game, you start getting dragged into them, which is why they're pretty difficult to get away from. Poor places, these poor systems. All these people we're probably killing. Oh wow, look, a 4-star system. Bloody hell, I've never seen that. Seeing lots of new things today. Lots of new things. Obviously, the bigger things that you eat, the faster you'll grow. Oh, god damn it, there's more of these things. They're more frequent now. See if we can grab a few of these stars that will help. In fact, actually, the best things to absorb at this point in time would be other black holes. Let's see if we can grab a few of these. There we go. Oh, god damn it. No! I almost want to show you what happens if you get absorbed by another black hole. But unfortunately it would mean that I have to play for another 20 minutes to get to this point in time. Oh look, that's quite a big black hole. We want that one, but oh god damn it, no! We're going to be absorbed into this other one if we're not careful. I can barely get away from that. I think we're going to die, god damn it. Oh, and as you can see, it means that basically you have to start from the black hole all over again. So let's cut it until I'm a bit bigger, shall we? Oh damn, we just hit another massive black hole then, so we're actually quite big now, but we can, believe it or not, still be destroyed by another bigger black hole than even us. Now at this point we've got almost 1 million mass, which is pretty big. However, as you can see, we're almost there. We're just going to start eating everything, and there we go, we've made it. The big crunch. And nothing. What is this? The Big Bang again. You haven't finished, you know. I still have tasks for you to do. Do you still want to be a god like me? Prove it. Beat my missions. Never, because I'm lazy. Okay, so as I said, that was, you know, pretty cool. Some might say a bit anticlimactic, but what do you expect? Everything gets destroyed. Okay, so if you enjoyed the episode, then please feel free to leave your support in the comment section below, and also leave ratings, and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and leave suggestions for other video, and other games. My brain is like a vacuous black hole. I can't even think of what I'm saying anymore. Goodbye, awkward goodbye. Awkward.